All of us have different perspectives of what heaven looks like, and no matter what it is, I can tell you that every one of ours is different. And that goes for me. I definitely had a different view of heaven than the rest of you. And we truly don't know what heaven actually looks like. Well, I do, because I went there. Now, I'm guessing most of you watching this had no idea that the root beer company A&W had a restaurant, but they do, and it's actually pretty good. First of all, I'd like to mention that the root beer company and the restaurant company are two completely different companies. It's just that the restaurant licenses the name off. There's a whole video about A&W from Company Man, an amazing YouTuber, by the way, and I recommend watching that if you're more interested, but I'm guessing you probably don't care about A&W at all, so yeah, just stick around here. First of all, the restaurants sell obviously root beer because, well, it's A&W. What are they gonna sell? Sprite? And if you're feeling a little bit extra American today, you can actually make that into a float where they just put a scoop of ice cream, which tastes so good, but I feel like I'm having cardiac arrest after eating it, or drinking, whatever you call it. Doesn't really matter, does it? And believe it or not, a restaurant just selling root beer and root beer floats wouldn't function that well and probably won't have that many customers. So obviously they have food. You know, they have burgers because, well, it's A&W, all American food. Yeah, that's their catchphrase. And they also have other foods like hot dogs and chicken tenders. But the burgers are best because, well, they're burgers. Now that I've told you about what A&W offers, let me explain why it's heaven on earth. First of all, like I said, the food's good. Second of all, the root beer is good. Now, I know people like to rave about mug, but how can you trust a root beer with a dog holding a mug? I don't think dogs are supposed to drink root beer, are they? No, they're not. And third of all, they got a mascot, or as I like to call it, the savior. Now, from anyone's perspective, this guy probably looks like a bootleg Yogi Bear, but he is actually Jesus. Remember how I said that I'd been to heaven, and then I transitioned to showing A&W, which was me hinting, saying that, you know, heaven is A&W? Well, I've been to heaven because I've been to A&W. And the bear is Jesus. Don't believe me? There's a literal statue of him. What else would have statues of it aside from Jesus? Now that I explained how A&W is heaven on earth, let me tell you why you should go. I mean, who doesn't want to go to heaven? Now, A&W is not that common, at least where I live. I mean, I literally had to go all the way to Redlands just to eat this place. But even if A&W is so far from you, I think it's worth taking the trip. I mean, it's just so good. I think it's good. Anytime I see A&W, I go there because I love it so much. And I live in LA, and there's literally no A&Ws here. So every time I see it, it's like an event. So if you still aren't convinced that A&W is heaven, well, rewatch the video because you probably weren't listening or something. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button because I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And also A&W, if you're watching this, please open one in LA because, yeah, you guys literally have them in Okinawa out of every place. And you can't even open one in LA. I think that's just excuses, so open one. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.